So, Karan, I want to tell you a little story today. I had one of my friends called me 2-3 days ago crying first thing in the morning. When I talked to her that what happened, she confessed to me that her husband had been coming late for a few days now from work. That morning, she woke up and had an instinct and just picked up his phone to check that what happened, or something inside her told her to check the phone. When she opened the phone, she didn't find anything. But in that split second, they have ऐसी instinct आ जाती है, उसने hidden folder खोल के देख लिया phone का, and she found out that her husband of 10 years was having an affair.
Oh my God. Okay. That's scary.
And guess what? It was a workplace friend that
Yes.
he was having an affair.
We are just good friends. That is what we say when these kind of conversations happen.
And today we are here to discuss finally the most controversial, the most asked for topic, which is cheating. And when do you draw boundaries with these people who are trying to hit on you or who are trying to flirt with you? And how does that affect your relationship? So let's get into it.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of
Happily Whatever
After. I'm your host Karan.
And I'm Shoki, and we are not the perfect couple. We've been through all kinds of problem. हमने बहुत सारे रायते फैलाए हैं. उन सारे रायतों से जो lessons सीखे हैं, we are here to share all of those lessons with you so that you don't feel alone in your marriage, in your relationship, and you don't repeat our mistakes.
Let's be honest, most cheating does not start in bed. It starts with we are good friends.
Most of the affairs before they start are almost always emotional. And I think there is one thing that Karan and I always discussed even at the start of our relationship. अगर किसी तरीके की emotional infidelity हो रही है या आपको ऐसी feeling आ रही है that you might now start to talk to other people about your feelings, about what you want, about the love that you want, then we will have to raise a flag to each other. If
Yeah.
something like that happens, we have to bring it up with each other.
Yeah.
Because most emotional affairs happen because two people start sharing छोटी छोटी चीजें about their life, about themselves, जो पहले you should have brought up with your partner.
So it is not about the friendship, it is about the secrecy that you start developing into your relationship. What happens is when you start talking to someone else, you are venting out your emotional needs are now being diverted to that person
Yeah.
now, correct? And it is not your partner that you are sharing, it is to someone else.
Yeah. And that's when the main issue starts. That's how you say that it's just an innocent friendship. हम तो सिर्फ अपने life के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, हम तो सिर्फ अपनी चीजें discuss कर रहे हैं. But it is an opposite sex person, right?
Correct.
You are talking to someone about your emotional needs which may not be getting fulfilled in your relationship, but you are giving that signal to someone else that okay, here is a gap
Correct.
where you can come in to fulfill.
Yeah.
And it automatically makes you feel better. It automatically makes you feel like, oh, this is not how I feel in my relationship, and this person is fulfilling that gap for me, fulfilling all of those needs for me. So it's very very slippery slope कि आप एक छोटी सी चीज से शुरू होने वाली चीजें कहाँ नीचे लुढ़कते लुढ़कते becomes into a full blown affair. You don't even realize that. So I was actually very very insecure around Karan at the start of our relationship. And Karan went out of his way to make me secure about the whole thing, and there were things that he shared with me in good faith which made me more insecure, but then he made sure that all of those things were happening in front of my eyes, so he was trying to prove it to me that there is nothing for me to worry about. So Karan, can you explain what exactly happened in your first office where you and I met, and there was a person in your office who had a huge crush on you, and I used to come from time to time and she used to give me like this टशन कि ओ ये फिर से आ गई और अभी तक तो करण सिंगल था और अब सडनली इसकी गर्लफ्रेंड हो गई है because she wanted to be your girlfriend.
So I think not to be cocky, but I think she was not my types. But then what was more important for me is to make my partner much more secured, because what happens in these kind of situation is you need to understand that हम लोगों के दिमाग में ये thought process रहता है कि it is just friendship. And you know, if we are in office, it is just lightly that कि office में तो रहेगा जो भी रहेगा, and हम घर पे तो लेके नहीं जा रहे हैं इस चीज को. So that is where I think मेरा एक बहुत clear vision था उस समय. I was pretty clear in my thought process that if I am with someone, I will give priority to that person rather than giving priority to someone else in office. So what I did was I clearly had a demarcation that you are there. I called you purposely into the office and I sat with you and I discussed and I, you know, chatted with you, correct? So that she knows that I'm taken. And also what I did is I started creating certain boundaries in office, right? So whenever the conversations used to happen in office, whenever I used to be there and I used to see, you know, that person coming near to me, I used to move myself out of that conversation. I used to take myself out of that conversation and have a different meeting altogether. I would choose not to be around that person.
Yeah.
So that they start getting those cues, so that they start getting an understanding that जो मैं कर रहा हूँ या कर रही हूँ, that is not been, you know, received in the right way. उनको पता चल जाता है कि आप aware हो कि जो मैं कर रही हूँ वो गलत है या कर रहा हूँ वो गलत है. So that now what happens is that the overall situation in office will be such that office gossip, you know, show that कि एक जन को अगर पता चलता है that you are being, you know, taken away, तो वो पूरे office में फैल जाता है.
It's like one of the best gossip networks.
Yeah, so if you try to do that, then it is very easy for you to understand that जब आपने खुद ये boundary draw कर ली है, तो आपके partner को तो secured feel होगा. And that is what I did with you when you came to my office, and I ensured that everyone in my office, at least in my team, knew who Shoki is.
Yeah.
She's my partner. इतना तक उनको पता था कि अगर मैं अपने घर पे नहीं हूँ तो मैं ऑफिस के बाद कहाँ पे जाऊंगा. मैं ऑफिस के बाद शोकी के घर पे जाऊंगा, उसी के साथ रहूंगा. So all of those details were like sort of drawn between the conversations.
Yeah, and I think you did something even more beautiful to make me secure. I remember कि सारे लोग ऑफिस में तुम दोनों को चिढ़ाते थे, you and that other person, because she had made very very open in the office कि she had a crush on you or she wants to be with you type thing. So they used to make like, you know, those cheesy jokes about you two. And initially मुझे वो दिखता था from time to time when I used to come and visit you. And there were especially two of your male friends in office who used to do that. And after certain point of time when I was a little uncomfortable around that, you shut it down completely. This joke is not okay. This is not what I want around me in this relationship. So initially मुझे ऐसा लगता था कि क्यों करण मुझे बार बार वहाँ पे बुला रहा है, and all of these things are so weird कि वो वहाँ पे बैठी हुई है, हमें देख रही है और हम यहाँ पे बैठ के बात कर रहे हैं and all that. So I understood slowly when Karan had a clear discussion with me that I want to make my boundaries very clear. So Karan made multiple boundaries here, like he's talking about. A, he shut down all the rumors or the jokes, the innocent jokes that the office grapevine used to make about them. B, he made sure that I was around. Even when they used to go out after office to drink or stuff, Karan used to always ask me that, can you come? And how was this possible? A, Karan was very very clear about it that I don't want any kind of messes around my relationship. B, we sat down and we talked about, because I knew Karan's history. I knew that I was also once the girl in an office who had a crush on Karan, right? And I knew back then what all things had happened and how there were other people also who were involved with Karan from time to time. So I kind of knew about his reputation back then. But Karan was a different guy altogether. He was a changed man and he wanted me to see that. So he had taken those steps. He sat me down. I shared whatever my insecurities were. He gave me his phone passwords. He gave me his email password. He gave me everything, every little detail, whatever was needed. And this was all within 4 months of being together. And I did not expect that. Obviously, I did the same thing. And there were times in our marriage, there were times after marriage where certain things were feeling very different, where Karan and I were very very distant, and at all points of time I needed someone to vent about the problems that I was having with Karan. Unfortunately, at that point of time, Karan and I did not have an open communication going on, but I only chose to confine about all of those problems with Roshni and Suyash, who are my best friends since forever, and not a third person, not a guy friend who will try to to console me or who will try to say the right things, because I knew that I was emotionally vulnerable at that point of time. If someone else, if a third person would have given me a shoulder to cry on, I did not want that kind of even an insecurity to take place in Karan's mind. So the only people that I spoke to were my best friends who were a couple together, right? It was not a single guy friend, a single male friend who may or may not want to have something to do with me, right? So it's always like, it was nothing to be scared about. I had some great friends, but I chose not to show them the vulnerable part of my marriage because I did not want any kind of problems between us. I did not want a third person involved in the whole discussion of emotional vulnerability.
So what we are trying to say here is that it is a give and take sort of a thing. It does not mean that if one partner is trying to change for the relationship, the other partner sort of takes advantage and they do not show the signs of understanding what they are doing. It is like a proper balance of things. You discuss, you understand what are the cues that your partner is getting hurt about. Is it right to even discuss? So I remember show had certain rules being set slowly and steadily. So what we will do right now is we will tell you what we did and what are those questions that we need to understand as we progress in the relationship right now.
So here are a few boundaries that you can discuss with your partner, and which I would suggest absolutely always needs to be discussed between the two of you, so that you guys have clarity around any kind of such murky topics or such things which might go wrong with a innocent friendship, So what we first decided was open phone policy. So you need to ask your partner, are you okay to have an open phone policy? If you're texting someone all the time, your partner should know about it. And if any given point of time you want to look at your partner's phone or they want to look at your phone, it should be up for grabs.
It is not about like कि लोग जो बोलते हैं ना ओपन फोन पॉलिसी अगर हम रख रहे हैं तो सारी डिटेल हमेशा मेरा पार्टनर चेक कर लेगा. It is not about that कि आपको आपके पार्टनर को क्यों पासवर्ड बताना है और क्यों जीमेल का अकाउंट देना है. It is also about the trust value that suddenly your partner feels that ओपन फोन पॉलिसी है, मुझे उसका पासवर्ड पता है, मुझे उसके जीमेल का अकाउंट का एक्सेस है, जो भी अकाउंट का एक्सेस है, उसमें your brain automatically starts giving the cues to your partner that you are being trusted. It is nothing to worry about. Whatever will happen, you will come to know. What happens is, so as you narrated the story in the start, right? In that scenario, if I have to go, is वो जो feeling आई होगी आपके फ्रेंड को कि उसने फोन उठा के चेक किया और हिडन फोल्डर में गया, इसका मतलब कहीं ना कहीं उसको वो क्यूज मिले होंगे कि ये पहले का पैटर्न नहीं था और आज जाके वो पैटर्न बना है. तो ऐसा क्या हो रहा है कि माय पार्टनर इज नॉट शेयरिंग और माय पार्टनर इज नॉट कमिंग राइटली ऑन टाइम इन होम. तो ये सारे क्यूज तो ह्यूमन है, वो तो समझ में आ जाएंगे. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू अस ओपन फोन पॉलिसी इज अ वेरी गुड थिंग इन द रिलेशनशिप.
It's not about the suspicion between two partners, but it is about transparency. Secondly, what we just discussed, what is okay and what is not okay for conversations with your opposite sex friends. So is it okay to talk about your relationship, what is going on, why are you venting about these things, what are your personal struggles as a couple, where is the line for you? You can have in general conversations, right? कि आप अपने दोस्तों से बात करते हो, बताते हो कि वो अभी करण अभी स्ट्रेस में चल रहा है, उसके ऑफिस में कुछ प्रॉब्लम चल रही है, तो हम लोग इतना प्रॉब्लम में है कि बातचीत नहीं हो पा रही है, या हम लोग डेट्स पे नहीं जा पा रहे हैं एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. बट वेयर डू यू ड्रॉ द लाइन? डज इट गो टू द पॉइंट वेयर यू आर लाइक, oh my god, it has been a month and we've not done it, or oh my god, we have stopped connecting altogether and I feel so alone and all. So where do you draw the line? It's a very thin line where you can easily cross it, you know, and tell your opposite sex friend that, oh, I am not satisfied in my relationship, but you need to draw the line. There needs to be no emotional venting about your relationship to a third party.
Yes.
It needs to be between you two. If you are feeling an emotional distance, if you are feeling a lack of something in the relationship, have a conversation, have the hard conversation with your partner. Do not vent it to a friend.
Yes. And how do we handle the flirting in office? जो पूरा एपिसोड हमने आज किया है उसमें आपको आंसर तो मिल ही गया होगा, बट अगेन reiterating, it is your duty to draw boundaries. आपके ही हाथ में होता है कि आप उस सिचुएशन से बाहर निकलो. If you keep this one thing in your mind that I have someone who I love waiting for me at home, and you start thinking that what will that person think if I do something wrong in office?
Yeah.
How will it impact my relationship? How will it impact my whole life?
Yeah.
How will it impact my marriage? If you start having these smaller questions in your head, you will automatically start understanding that it is not a healthy thing to flirt in office. Whenever you see that someone is coming closer to you and trying to make a friendship with you in office, you try to remove yourself. And one trick which I do is I carry Shokhi in office parties. I try to do one thing which is like कि अगर मेरी ऑफिस की पार्टी है तो मैं ये कर लेता हूँ कि शोकी को मैं बोलूंगा कि शोकी कम, लेट्स गो फॉर अ डेट आफ्टर दैट, और लेट्स गो आउट. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज आई कॉल हर एट द वेन्यू so that people see that I am being taken, so that they see that I am being taken with someone else, and there is a boundary which I am drawing right now.
Yeah.
It's like just being around the territory, right? Shoki also feels safe that Karan is making me see who he is with and how he is with people, and that gives a lot of trust value in the relationship.
Yeah. It always did. Yeah. I think that made me the most secure in the relationship when you have always done this for me. And I would also like to point out that it's somehow someplace I have seen with my own friends कि लड़कियां अपने लिए flirting okay समझती हैं, but if their partner, their husband flirts, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
So no, it goes both ways. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि लड़कियां flirt कर रही है ऑफिस में, married women are flirting in office, that's fine, but married men flirting in office is not fine. No guys, no kind of flirting is fine if you are married. You cannot ignore it, you cannot entertain it, you need to tell each other about it and create a strategy that you both agreed on. Like Karan just shared one of his strategies, right? That he used to call me after the party. Other than that, anytime anyone else comes into the picture, anyone new comes into office, Karan is so cute. He always tells them that, oh, I'm married to this woman who is like this Bollywood writer, and then he would go ahead and tell them all about my movie and stuff like that. And which I find very like कि बहुत साल हो गए अब वो उस चीज को. But he makes sure that he tells people about me in the very first meeting that I'm married, this is my wife, go check out her Instagram. So thank you for that. It really means a lot too.
Yeah. And then we come to another very big question. Are late night conversations with work friends okay? I think no. This is a clear demarcation and I've learned it the hard way. मेरे हिसाब से जब मेरा नया जॉब चालू हुआ था, so I remember that I used to be completely focused. और वो ऑफिस में बोलते ना that we are a family. Everything is there. That ये सब कुछ बताना चाहिए, आपके बॉस को सब कुछ पता होना चाहिए, पर्सनल लाइफ पता होनी चाहिए. I think मैंने बहुत सारी गलतियां करी है, मैंने उसमें से लर्न किया है. I think you should keep a distance of what needs to be shared in office, what needs not to be shared in office. So this is a human, बोलते ना कि trick that जो ऑफिस में अगर लोगों को आपके बारे में पता चल जाता है तो लोगों को पता चल जाएगा कि what is kind of family that you have, what are the issues that you have, and then they try to see, until unless they have good intentions. I'm not saying that कि offices do not have good intentions, but what happens is it's always better to avoid sharing personal details in office and have your demarcation. Boss, मैं 7 बजे के बाद 8 बजे के बाद बात नहीं करूंगा. You have your own family, you have your own life. Start building your family instead of giving time to your work. It is not a healthy thing. It is not necessary that you talk and you vent out with your work friends that यार घर पे जाना है, मेरी बीवी मुझे डांटेगी, मुझे ये करेगी. ये एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर देखा है मैंने ऑफिस में, स्पेशली विद मेन, दैट दे ऑलवेज क्रिएट दिस दैट कि यार मेरी बीवी घर पे है, मेरे को घर पे जाना है, मेरी बीवी होम मिनिस्टर है, होम मिनिस्टर से फोन आ रहा है, मुझे जाना है. नाउ व्हाट इज दैट हैपनिंग? दैट इज समथिंग क्रिएटिंग अ नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट दैट यू आर बीइंग डोमिनेटेड बाय योर वाइफ एंड योर वाइफ इज नॉट गिविंग परमिशन टू स्टे लेट इन ऑफिस. योर वाइफ इज डोमिनेटिंग दैट आपका जो ऑफिस का जो एक कल्चर है, यू हैव टू थ्राइव, और बोलते ना कि सक्सीड, आपको रात भर ऑफिस में बैठना है और आप want to fit in and that will give negative impact altogether for people will not understand your personal relationship. People are there, you are there in office for 12 hours, 14 hours, but after that you have to go home, be with your kids, be with your family, understand their feelings. So I personally feel when you come home, your demarcation is clear that घर पे मेरे को work life नहीं लेके आनी है. So for us, having a late night conversation with work colleagues or work friends is not okay.
Yeah, and also I think overall Karan and I have made this rule after a lot of hit and trial that after 9 o'clock there are no work conversation in our home between the two of us also, so that we can unwind properly. But for example, if there is an actual real emergency and you're talking to someone at 11 p.m. who's from your office, your partner needs to know about it very, very clearly, very, very transparently. Last but not the least, very, very important thing that we do is we always check in with each other about any discomfort around any friendships that we have. It can be from the past or it can be from the present. Especially, there are no friendships rule between me and Karan with the exes. We are not friends with any of our exes.
That is very, very clear between us.
And if there are some friendships which are creating an issue, then those need to be addressed. And again, there needs to be no blame, there needs to be no shame around it. There needs to be honesty that this friend of yours makes me uncomfortable, and it is not about the friend, it is the feeling of your partner. If they are feeling uncomfortable, you need to honor that feeling. You need to give them that assurity that okay, I will maintain my boundaries with that friend. Or even better, the question that I would really want you to answer for yourself is, do I value my partner? Do I want my partner to be in life, or I want to still hold on to that friendship in my life?
Correct.
Because guess what, guys, who's going to live the whole life with you? Not that friend, only your partner.
Yeah.
Right?
So इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप अपने पार्टनर से बहुत सारी चीजें छुपाओगे. You can have a very open conversation. Relationship itself means being able to have and say that hey, the conversation that you are having with someone else is making me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So जब भी हमारी कोई conversation होती है और हम दोनों के बीच में अगर कोई एक भी आके बोलता है that this is feeling weird, we take it very seriously. We discuss about it. We discuss about the issue that my partner is facing right now. Why is my partner feeling weird about it?
Yeah, and the discussion is not about telling your partner that, oh, you are so insecure about this. No, it is about acknowledging that okay, if you are feeling uncomfortable, I value you over my friendships. But then there are a lot of people who will come and say ki, but what about trust? And shouldn't I be able to have our own friends and my personal life? Of course you're allowed to have, but boundaries are not the opposite of trust. Boundaries are how trust will grow in the relationship. If Karan made sure that he had boundaries at work and he told me about it, it did not mean that he ended his work friendship. It did not mean that his relationship with his work friends were awkward or different. Drawing boundaries does not mean that, oh, look, I'm married now, I'm not going to talk to you. No, boundaries are that I am married, so this is not we are going to talk about. That is the kind of bound, right? So if your partner always has to guess कि तुम किससे बात कर रहे हो फोन पे और तुम हंस रहे हो फोन पे लेकिन उनको बता नहीं रहे हो कि किससे बात कर रहे थे, it's not a feeling of trust that you cultivate in your relationship. It's just avoiding the hard conversation that you need to have with your partner.
Recently you guys also saw that कि the internet was blowing up with the Coldplay concert में जो kiss cam जिसको बोलते हैं उस पे एक बहुत बड़ी controversy हुई थी. So अगर आपको भी लग रहा है कि ऐसी कोई चीजें मेरी लाइफ में भी हो रही है और हमारी कन्वर्सेशन सुनने के बाद आपको फील हो रहा है that there is something that I need to discuss with my partner about these issues and I'm facing the same issues, let us make it very simple. So we are going to give you a set of questions which will help you to resolve these issues with your partner. You can sit with your partner and discuss these questions with them.
It will not take more than 15 minutes and it might be a hard conversation, but for the health of your relationship, you will need to have these conversations.
So the first question is, are there any current friendship that feels little off to either of you?
The second one is, what kind of sharing or communication would make your partner feel safe?
Is there anything you have avoided bringing up because you didn't want to sound jealous?
And after answering all of these three things, if there are significant issues that you two are facing, then it might be a good idea to get some help to resolve it. The help can be in form of coaching, in form of therapy, in form of counseling. If you want a one-on-one conversation with Karan and me, we are available for one-on-one calls. The link is in the description below. These conversations are not about guilt, guys. It's about clarity. हम सबके साथ लाइफ में थोड़े ऐसे uncomfortable conversations आते हैं from time to time, and it may actually not be your fault. It can just be a third person in office, like it was in Karan's case, that it was the other woman who had a crush on him. but it was affecting Karan and my relationship. So what was it all about was not isolating each other in this problem. It was all about protecting what we are building as a relationship, right?
Yeah.
And if you're stuck and if this is already a sore spot in your marriage, then it is always a good idea to talk about it. We have discussed all of Karan's past and how his past affected our relationship in this episode. So you'll find more insights about how did we handle this thing in detail, how Karan used his past relationships and his past affairs to create a more secure place for me in this relationship so that we do not have any kind of problem going forward. Right at the start of our relationship, Karan did all of these things. So please find the details in the episode here.
That's it from our side, guys. Thank you so much for listening to us. We are available on all social media platforms under the name Happily Whatever After with KS.
Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We will see you next week with some new tips, with some new bite-sized episode to tell you how to make your relationship much better and create a new happily whatever after.